Alright, let me tell you about a moment that's shaking up the NHL. Imagine this, a 20-year-old kid just signed a $94 million contract over 5 years. Not just any kid, Macklin Celebrini, the guy who's basically redefining what it means to be a superstar in the league. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, is this a typo? No, it's real. And it's wild because it's not just about the money. It's about how this deal signals a seismic shift in how teams are building their futures. Let me break this down for you. Here's the thing, Celebrini isn't just another rookie. He's the kind of player who makes you rethink the entire blueprint of a franchise. Think about it, this kid scored 45 goals and 70 assists in his rookie season. That's not just impressive, it's borderline absurd for someone who's still technically a teenager. And yet, the Sharks didn't even blink when they handed him a contract that's one of the richest in league history. Why? Because they see him as the linchpin of a dynasty. But here's where it gets interesting, the Sharks haven't won a Stanley Cup since 1995. So, are they finally ready to bet everything on this one guy? Or is this a calculated gamble to keep pace with teams like the Oilers and the Panthers who've already built their rosters around generational talent? Let's talk about the numbers here. $18.8 million a year for a player who's still figuring out his game? That's a bold move, especially for a team that's been stuck in the playoff wilderness for 7 straight seasons. But wait, there's a reason they're doing this. The Sharks aren't just signing Celebrini, they're sending a message to the league. They're saying, we're not just going to compete, we're going to dominate. And you know what? I think they're right to do it. When you look at the way Celebrini performed this season, it's clear he's not just a scorer. He's a playmaker, a leader, and a guy who can carry a team. The fact that he's already the second highest point producer in Sharks history at his age? That's not just a stat, it's a statement. But here's the deeper question, what does this mean for the future of the NHL? Teams are starting to realize that the old model of building through free agency and trades isn't enough anymore. You need to lock up your stars early, before they become too expensive or too valuable to keep. Celebrini's contract is a blueprint for that. It's not just about keeping him, it's about creating a culture around him. And if the Sharks can build a supporting cast around him, like they're doing with players like Ivo Stenberg and Mason Marchment, they might just have the recipe for a cup run. I'll be honest, I'm torn. On one hand, this is a masterstroke of long-term planning. On the other, it's a risky bet on a player who's still learning. But here's what I see, Celebrini isn't just a product of his talent. He's a product of the Sharks system. They've given him the tools, the coaching, and the support to thrive. And if anyone knows how to turn raw talent into a winner, it's Hasso Plattner and Mike Grier. They've got the vision, and now they've got the money to back it up. So, what's next? Well, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Is this the start of a new era for the Sharks? Or is this just a desperate attempt to keep up with the competition? Either way, one thing's for sure, Macklin Celebrini isn't just a name on a contract. He's a symbol of what the NHL is becoming, a league that's willing to bet big on its brightest stars. And if this deal proves anything, it's that the future of hockey is already here, and it's playing in San Jose.